Hi guys, welcome back to sTutorials. Cape Tourism Unit 1. In today's episode, we're focusing on past paper questions for the exam year 2016, and we're looking at question 1. It reads, define the term tourism. 2 marks. List 3 components of the tourism system. 3 marks. Differentiate between domestic tourism and international tourism. 4 marks. Explain 2 issues currently affecting Caribbean tourism. 6 marks. And the total mark for this question is 15. Now let's go in details. Definition of tourism, which is the first question, is marked out of 2. We have 2 definitions here, one by United Nations World Tourism Organization, UNWTO, and also the other by CTO, which stands for Caribbean Tourism Organization, right? Now let's look at these definitions. So according to United Nations World Tourism Organization, tourism comprises the activities of persons traveling to and staying in places outside their usual environment for not more than 1 consecutive year for leisure, business, and other purposes. Now, as it relates to the definition from CTO, tourism involves the movement of people to destinations outside the places where they normally live and work. It also involves the activities of people during their stay at these destinations and the facilities or services needed. The stay needs to be for a period of over 24 hours, right? Now, to be considered as a tourist or tourism, the person have to stay for a minimum of 24 hours, but less than a year, right, to be considered a tourist. Next question. Identify 3 components of the tourism system. Now, this system is by Leeper, 1990, and the components are tourist, traveler generating region, transit route or transit way, tourist destination region, or travel and tourism industry, right? All of those are components of the tourism system. So identifying any 3 would have given you your 3 marks. Sometimes a question may ask you to state the components. That time you know that you'll be required to just more than identify, but to elaborate a little. Good. Next question. Differentiate between domestic tourism and international tourism. 4 marks. Domestic tourism refers to tourists traveling from their normal domicile to other areas within their country of residence, right? So for example, someone who lives in Jamaica may travel from their normal domicile or dwelling. Say they live in Kingston, they may travel to Westmoreland to go to probably like a hotel for like 3 days, or just to enjoy certain or engage in certain tourism activities. Good. Now, international tourism refers to tourists leaving their country of origin to cross into another country. It involves documentation, administrative formalities, and movement to a foreign environment. An example of this would be like someone leaving Jamaica to go to Mexico, right? That's just an example of international tourism. Good. Next question. Explain 2 issues currently affecting Caribbean tourism. And this is worth 6 marks, right? So we have all the issues that affect tourism outlined here. We have safety and security, epidemics and health risk, rapid technological change, natural resources, risk and disaster management, changing customer tastes and preferences, airlift and access, and also political. Now let's look at safety and security. Now, the success or failure of a tourism destination depends on its ability to provide a safe and secure environment for visitors. International occurrences of safety breaches and mishaps have increased tourist awareness of safety and security issues and has altered their travel choices. The issue of safety and security has influenced tourist travel patterns and is often a key determining factor regarding where they visit, the activities in which they engage, and the services that they utilize while at these destinations. Visitors may even want to curb their spending at the destination if they feel unsafe to undertake certain types of financial transactions within a destination. Now, cost for providing safe and secure environment. Visitors may curb their spending at a destination if they feel unsafe to undertake certain types of financial transaction within a destination. The cost of providing a safe and secure environment to visitors is also very high. The finances as well as human resources required to provide such safety and security often require large budgets which take away from investments in other aspects of the sector, right? And that is why security and safety is an issue that affects Caribbean tourism. Our next point is epidemics and health risk. Now, the emergence of health epidemics can have severe economic impacts on destinations. Tourists will choose destinations where they perceive the risk of contracting an illness to be lower. For example, the outbreak of Ebola in 2014, which led to declining tourist arrivals and travel activities in the geographic region of West Africa, the disease was found to be prevalent. Also, the novel coronavirus, COVID-19, which was discovered in 2019 in China, led to drastic adjustments in the movement of persons globally. And now we're going to look at some further fallout of the COVID-19 epidemic, right? Now, the onset of COVID-19 restricted international travel due to its level of contagiousness and severe health impacts, which led to death in some patients. COVID-19 affected a vast majority of countries throughout the world and adversely affected travel globally as it led to many countries formally closing their borders. Now, the closure of countries' borders led to reductions of incoming tourists to the Caribbean from international source markets and to a pause in intra-regional travel. The closure of borders affected the economies of every country because visitors could not freely come in and move about the country, and many countries had to restrict movement even of its own citizens. The next point that we're looking at is rapid technological change. Tourism traditionally has been characterized as a people industry. It now faces the realities of massive advances in technology, with customers being able to easily access internet and engage in virtual reality tours, right? Now, customers are now able to access more information about destinations and plan trips for themselves. This presents a challenge, however, for destination marketing. Methods of marketing have to be changed to facilitate the online customer. So if the Caribbean countries are not up to the time, as it's moving towards the trends now which are happening, which is technological change, right? Then they will suffer because or they will lose out of productivity because persons will choose elsewhere that suit their needs as it relates to the upgrade of technology. Good. Now, there are also technological advancements where it led to the different methods or modes of transportation, such as ferries, cruise ships, etc. Right? Next point, natural resources. The tourism industry is very resource and land use intensive. Destinations with progressively increasing visitor arrivals continue to face contemporary environmental problems as there continues to be competition for limited natural resources. These issues include degradation of lands and water. Global warming continues to challenge the international community in consequences such as melting of the polar ice, rises in sea levels that may affect some businesses, and also increasing frequency of major storms, thus affecting tourist travel patterns and their preferences. Good. All right, next point is risk and disaster management. Tourism is highly people-oriented, and as such, both employees and tourists are vulnerable to damages from natural disasters. It may be hurricanes, storms, earthquakes, tornadoes, floods, or from man-made incidences such as a terrorist attack, right? Now, the tourism industry is fragmented by nature, and so does not respond easily to disasters. Many organizations need to get involved both during and after a disaster at a destination. Our next point is changing customer tastes and preferences. Now, tourist values, attitudes, and behavior are determined by their social environment, cultural identity, and way of life. Consumers over the years have become more sophisticated in their travel plans and habits. They are greatly knowledgeable about products and services being offered. There is a great focus on quality service as well as value for their money. Now, there's a move away from mass tourism activities and a greater interest in the experience to be gained from visiting a destination. Right? Now, experiences are sought to satisfy their personal needs. So their changes in their tastes and preferences may also be an issue. Any of these issues that you select, right, you will get your full marks. All right, now that's it for this video. That's it for this question. I just want to wish you good luck. You are awesome. You've made it to the end of the session. Please remember to subscribe, turn on your post notification bells so you can be notified when there's another upload. Watch those ads, leave a like, a comment, and most importantly, share with persons who you know will find this information